Hi, welcome to Portrait 2. We're going to begin with our local color background and our image transfer using a matte medium. And this is Cadmium Red Light, Titanium White, and this time I'm using a Mars Black instead of a Carbon Black. And the reason why is because Carbon Black has a little bit of blue of an undertone and Mars is more neutral. And I wanted to keep my Cadmium Red Light as warm as possible, and I didn't want it to start to appear like a little bit violet. So what I did was I mixed up my gray first by looking at my reference from Canva, and after I did that, then I applied my color afterwards. Now I'm adding my matte medium so it will make it more transparent, and then what I'm going to do is just cover the background, and I'm using kind of a wide brush, maybe about a ½ inch. And I like to use a little bit wider, but nothing too big, because you want to be able to have control over your paintbrush and your paint strokes. So it's good to kind of find it in between. You don't want to just like jump in and do it all at once. Okay, next we're doing our image transfer with our graphite paper, and I'm sort of just measuring it out. And it's always good to do a scratch test with your fingernail to make sure that the graphite side is facing down. I one time did an entire transfer with it facing up and nothing was on my canvas at all, so that was a little disappointing. Okay, so after I've kind of like figured out, I use my fingers to kind of feel around where the tape is. If you have a canvas, it's a lot easier to just wrap it around the canvas. When you're working with a flat surface like my paper, you really just have to feel around for the tape underneath. And this is just me, but I always start with under like the chin, under the jawline to begin my transfer. Totally preference. You can start anywhere that you want. The smart thing would probably be working, like since I'm right-handed, it would be smart to work from like top left down to bottom right. This way I'm not dragging, but I'm not going to be like smooshing anything or rubbing anything. So I guess it's not like that big of a deal. Okay, so since he has a lot of lines, facial hair, some unique details to his face, I'm going to really take my time and look for every bit of information that I know I will want when I'm painting. And what I'm doing at the moment is kind of finding the contour lines, the curves around his face, and you see something called hatch mark lines, and those are the lines that are kind of like coming at a diagonal right next to each other. That just kind of helps me figure out where different types of shading will be. And for me personally, I have a system that I do. So like for instance, if my lines are like close together the way they are on his nose, then I know it's kind of like a medium blend. If my lines are very close together, then I know it's going to be a little bit darker. And if they're further apart, I know it's going to be a little bit lighter. I used to do this more when I was starting out using transfer paper. Now I just use it every so often. No real rhyme or reason. I guess it's more like when I have a lot of information. Since he has a lot of lines and character on his face, I didn't want to get confused on what was going to be a wrinkle line and what was going to be shadow. Normally what I would do is probably just outline where the different highlights, midtones, and shadows were. So I think that is why I'm doing hatch mark lines for this specific one. As far as facial hair goes, I wouldn't recommend doing every single hair, although he has a lot of hairs that are very detailed, that pop out, and I think they do give a lot of character, and I love that about this photo reference. So those in particular, I'll probably, just give myself a line to let me know like where those are. But a lot of times I just put facial hair details as an anchor point. And what I mean by that is later on when this reference photo is gone and you're just looking at your screen, it's easy to get lost where you are, looking at your photo and then back at your canvas. So what I mean by anchor points is something distinct. Like if you see like a mole, it's good to really outline that, not just for the painting, but also to give you an idea of like where the shadows are going to be, or how the highlights, midtones, and shadows are going to be around that specific area. So think of like gridding. When you grid, you're really only focusing on one little section that you have to work on. Those anchor points are very similar to this, although we didn't lay a grid down, we're using a transfer. Those anchor points will still be very helpful to help you figure out those little spots. Okay, we spray our graphite transfer with a spray fixative, and that's just going to hold everything in place. Otherwise, what would happen is if you didn't spray it with a fixative, then the whole thing would smudge, because graphite is like pencil, and a soft pencil. And I'm going to save that thought and move on to our next video, and I will see you there.